1968. To mark their 50th anniversary, the band is releasing a book tomorrow called Led Zeppelin by Led Zeppelin. It features previously unseen photos compiled by the three surviving members. Charlie D'Agata spoke to guitarist Jimmypage in an interview you will only see on CBS this morning. They elevated the rock band to a work of art. So when it came time to launch a book chronicling 50 years of Led Zeppelin, it seemed fitting that Jimmypage would use London's National Portrait Gallery. We got a backstage pass. Mr. Page, how are you?
I'm all right.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Not only the band's guitarist, but creator and visionary. Was there a moment when the four of you got together for the first time, and the first couple of times, and you thought, wow, this...
Well, the very first rehearsal that we did was here in London in a rehearsal room where we had maybe an hour or 2 hours. We just got together and we counted 1, 2, 3, 4, and we were in and we were all playing. And we just kept extending the song and jamming on it. And by the end of it, I absolutely guarantee that it was a life-changing experience for everybody from that point. You know, everyone knew that they'd never played with musical equals.
Musical equals without equal. Robert Plant and drummer John Bonham were just 20-year-olds. Bassist John Paul Jones, 22, and Page, 24, were already veteran musicians. It's the first book about Led Zeppelin by Led Zeppelin. An extensive archive of previously unseen photos handpicked by the surviving members of the band, even if they were seeing some of them for the first time. You're paying attention to the music or getting ready to perform.
That's right, that's right. The last thing in your mind really is wanting to sort of stop and pose for photographs, so we just get on with things. The first gig, we'll say, in Scandinavia, because I was very keen to be able to have the group playing in front of an audience before we went in the studio.
They would be an album band, one classic at a time. From Led Zeppelin 1 through 1982's Coda. 9 studio albums that sold more than 300 million copies around the world. One of the most successful catalogs of the rock age. In recent years, Page has tried to keep the Zeppelin in the air, presiding over a series of archive releases. By the mid-70s, Led Zeppelin had created every rock band stereotype. But back in 1968, Page's vision was unique.
I knew that the way to do it was to have 4 musicians that were just, really locked in tight, and everyone could be heard on the records, and it wasn't just about one person, but the overall.
But it meant they could never without each other. John Bonham died in 1980. That meant the end of the band, too. In 2007, with Bonham's son, Jason, on drums, Page, Plant, and Jones regrouped at London's O2 Arena. 20 million fans applied for the 20,000 tickets. Look, I have learned not to ask you about Led Zeppelin before me. I've seen what happens when interviewers do that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to ask you.
You see the subject's face start to drop.
But those fans might not be alone in missing the magic. Would you like to see it?
Well, I'd like to look at that video of us in 11 years ago at the O2.
You said that in
Celebration Day.
You said that in the book. You said what a marvelous day it was.
Well, I'm pretty consistent.
As consistent as he's been since 1968. He created a band that would last little more than a decade, but who will rock and roll forever. For CBS This Morning, Charlie D'Agata, London.
Everybody at home.